Sebastian Siemiatkowski, Chief Executive Officer of Klarna, stood at the podium of history in 2023 and declared victory over human labor. His AI chatbot, he announced, was doing the work of 700 customer service agents faster, cheaper, and without sick days. The financial press erupted. Investors cheered. 700 people went home and updated their resumes. By 2025, Klarna was quietly recruiting humans again, Siemiatkowski confessing to Bloomberg that the company had focused too much on cost and produced, in his own words, lower quality. The revolution lasted about 578 days. The unemployment it caused lasted considerably longer. Klarna is not an outlier. It is a weather vane. Across industries and continents, corporations have spent the past 2 years running the same experiment. Fire the humans, deploy the bots, watch the stock price rise, and arriving at the same unhappy conclusion. The AI that was supposed to render entire job categories obsolete has instead generated a new corporate ritual, the boomerang hire. You let someone go in a press release. You bring them back in a job posting. You do not apologize. The scale of this cycle is only now coming into focus. Challenger, Gray, and Christmas tracked nearly 55,000 job cuts directly attributed to AI in 2025. Not layoffs where AI was a footnote, but cuts where it was the stated reason. Goldman Sachs estimates AI is eliminating roughly 16,000 US jobs per month on net. And yet a study by Robert Half found that 29% of companies that conducted AI-driven layoffs have since rehired for those exact roles. Gartner projects that number will reach 50% by next year. 1 in 3 of those companies, according to Career Minds, spent more money restaffing than they ever saved from the cuts. The math, for tens of thousands of workers, was a trap disguised as progress. What makes this more than a business story, what makes it a moral one, is what Forrester research discovered when it surveyed the executives behind these decisions. 55% of them now regret replacing human workers with AI. More striking still, a Harvard Business Review survey of over 1,000 global executives found that most AI-driven layoffs were not responses to AI's proven performance. They were bets on its future potential. Companies were not firing people because robots had learned to do their jobs. They were firing people because they believed robots eventually would, and they preferred to book the savings early. Workers were not replaced by technology. They were let go on the gamble that AI would eventually be able to do their jobs for cheaper. Amazon offers the starkest illustration of how this logic curdles in practice. Its just walk out retail technology, the cashierless store system marketed as a triumph of machine vision, was held up as proof that AI could eliminate an entire category of frontline work. No cashiers, no lines, just frictionless commerce powered by cameras and code. A 2024 investigation found the reality considerably less futuristic. Roughly 1,000 workers in India were manually reviewing camera footage to verify transactions the AI couldn't confidently process on its own. The artificial intelligence was, in substantial part, human intelligence, cheaper, hidden, and rebranded. The cashiers weren't replaced by a machine. They were replaced by other people, laundered under the guise of innovation. The damage is not only to the workers who lost jobs, it radiates inward. Forrester tracks what it calls coasters, employees who remain at their companies but have quietly decided their employers no longer deserve their full effort. People who watched colleagues walked out the door for an AI that then stumbled, who absorbed the extra work during the transition, who were told to be grateful they were still employed. This group represented 27% of the workforce in 2024. It is projected to reach 28% by the end of 2026. No quarterly AI efficiency gain compensates for more than a quarter of your remaining workforce, operating deliberately at half speed. The productivity loss doesn't show up in the same press release as the layoff announcement. It shows up later, in customer satisfaction scores and product quality, and the slow erosion of institutional knowledge that left the building with the people who built it. IBM, Salesforce, Google, and Meta have each spent the past year quietly restaffing roles they eliminated. content writers, software engineers, content service workers, content moderators, HR administrators. Not because AI failed entirely, but because it failed at the edges. And the edges turned out to matter enormously. AI handles volume beautifully. It handles nuance like a bull handles a china shop. Customers interacting with Klarna's chatbot reported the particular frustration of feeling processed rather than heard. Scripted replies cycling through a decision tree while their actual problem went unaddressed. The resolution rate looked fine in the dashboard. The human experience was something else. Satisfaction scores, repeat contact rates, and brand sentiment told the story the efficiency metrics were designed to obscure. There is a particular cruelty in how the rehiring tends to work. Forrester's clearest prediction for 2026 is that half of all AI-attributed layoffs will be reversed, but quietly, offshore, or at wages well below what the original workers earned. Klarna's returning agents signed on for an Uber-style freelance arrangement, starting at roughly $41 an hour in Swedish krona, able to work from anywhere, but stripped of the benefits and stability that came with the jobs the company eliminated. The work came back. The career did not. The savings from the original layoff were partially recaptured, not by making the AI work better, but by making the replacement humans cheaper. This is the part of the story that rarely makes the press release. The underlying dysfunction is structural. Forrester found that only 16% of workers had what the firm measures as high AI readiness in 2025, and only 23% of companies offered any AI training at all. Employees are being eliminated for tools their organizations have not equipped them or themselves to use. Only 1 in 4 AI projects delivers its promised return on investment, according to an IBM survey. The gap between what AI vendors promise in a sales cycle and what the technology delivers in a live customer interaction is vast, and workers are falling into it. Some firms got ahead of themselves, said Scott Bollier, an economist at the University of Wyoming. The reality is that many tasks still require judgment, escalation, quality control, and human interaction. What the evidence points toward is not that AI has failed, but that the replacement mindset has. The companies navigating this transition well are not the ones who announce the boldest cuts. They are the ones who quietly kept their people and invested in making them faster, more capable, and better supported by automation. AI handling routine queries, while human agents manage escalations, complex cases, and the kind of emotionally charged interactions that no language model has yet learned to feel its way through. Augmentation, not amputation. The companies that chose the press release over the people are now paying a second time for the same workforce, plus the reputational cost of having made the first choice. 55,000 people lost jobs to AI in 2025. More than half the companies that made those cuts now regret it. The technology wasn't ready, the training wasn't there, and the math, when fully accounted for, often didn't work. What did work was the announcement, the stock bump, the narrative of a company boldly embracing the future. If there is a lesson in all of this for workers, for policymakers, and for the next wave of executives contemplating a similar gambit, it is a simple one. The press release is written for the shareholder. The pink slip is delivered to a person. And the distance between those two facts is where the real story lives.